This is a TLDR tier list for next week's Mutation. This is based on solo play because your ally is a random factor that cannot be accounted for. Also, this is based on above average co-op knowledge. Mechanical skill is not that important in co-op. Adjust these rankings based on your own knowledge and skill level. Alright, so moving fees is basically regular Cradle of Death with some minor inconveniences like the fire on the ground plus microtransactions. Statmen will be able to hero only pretty much with Super Gary P2, so it doesn't really matter. You can make a few extra units just so that the enemies don't run to your base, but Super Gary is going to clear most things, and then you have some lings for backup. You don't need that many units, so it doesn't even matter if you're spending a lot of money on microtransactions. Zerato also S because you can trap the artifact, make lots of cannons, and cannons only cost very little to project, so you can clear the map with just cannons. Manx is here because he is very, very costly. His ESOs require money to make, and then you have to fire all of them, so that's a lot of money every time you retarget. Then it takes a lot to multi-build, so every time you multi-build, you spend a lot of money. So it's not that you can't do it, it's just that it's very, very annoying to have to spend so much money on clearing things just to move his stuff around. So yeah, and if you don't have ground presence, the trucks will also die, so that's no good either. So everyone's at least fine here. So this does not mean he sucks. It's just a little annoying. Same with Vorazun. Vorazun pretty much only attacks when there's time stop. So you're just kind of waiting for time stop. You go in. Every time you move your big army, you spend a lot of money, and Vorazun needs gas. So you're going to spend a lot of gas just moving, and that means your army's a bit smaller, which sucks. Same with Raynor. Army-based commander spends a lot of money. It sucks to move because you have to spend a lot of money just to move around. Stukov does not care about anything. Microtransactions, who cares? Even if there's fire on the ground, you have so many units. Tychus, you can do this with Tychus only, and it's fine. You know, everyone else is just extra. Nova, P3, go around, kill everything, make liberators, shoot whatever's left. Done. Have some ground presence so the enemies don't sneak by. Carax, you pretty much defend at home, and then you can make some carriers, or you can just even use observers and then Purifier Beam, kill everything, and then use top bar on the rest. Dahaka, Creeper Hosts. Creeper Hosts cost a lot of money, but they're very, very effective at what they do. You can use pack leaders. Pack leaders are very cheap to micro, so you just use pack leaders for clearing and stuff, and then you can use them for the attack waves or the escort waves, or you can use Creeper Hosts to clear the attack waves as well, since the Creeper Hosts are going to be near home. Swan, he's fine. You defend at home, you use top bars to clear all the areas, all the enemies, and then you teleport a Herc with some units to clear the rest, or you make Wraiths. If you use Wraiths, you're going to spend a lot of money on micro, and doesn't matter as long as your fleet is large enough, which is at least 12 Wraiths before you start moving out. But once you get enough Wraiths, you don't really care about spending money on the micro. Phoenix, you're pretty much using P2 and charging your units in. Your shell farm, you do have to move once in a while, but for the most part, you're just moving your champions. Sagara can do this with no mining pretty much, so any other units are basically free and helpful. Alarak has to spend a lot of money moving his army, and he needs an army to be really powerful, so that's unfortunate. Even with Death Fleet, you do need money to move around, so you can avoid the fire, but you can't avoid pain. Abathur, he's over here. He doesn't care about money. You just make some hosts and then send them in. Brutalists also don't cost that much money. Kerrigan can do this no mining, so you can just add some units to help her out. Artanis, he does care about money, and he's an army-based commander, so that sucks. Of course, if you just mass Tempest and slowly push through, that's fine as well. He'll eventually kill everything. And then Han and Horner, they're also similar. They are an army-based commander. If you use P1, then you have a lot of Han units taking up all your money. If you're using P2, you spend less minerals on Han units, but you spend a lot of gas on moving Horner units, and hopefully they can't hit you back. So yeah, it costs a lot of money to use these guys. But because this is such an easy mutation, they're still fine. That's it for this tier list. You can extrapolate this info to your duel runs. Good luck with the mutation.